Morning, everybody. We are continuing to play through Bez. We've gone through quite a bit of it, actually. All those golden ones means that, like, I've cleared that area, but there's still a lot more to do in here. This is a really unique game that is two-dimensional, but if you press one of the right or left triggers, it will actually turn the environment. So it's like a two-dimensional, three-dimensional game. Super interesting. Lots of unique puzzles, but some of the puzzles are very difficult, so I've got a guide up that I can refer to, known as the internet, in case I get stuck. Okay, so I wanted to go back to there. There's a spot that I missed, so I don't know how to get there. So let's see, is it this door? Gives you like a little preview. I don't think it's that door. Maybe it's this door. Yeah, I don't think it's that one either. Huh. Okay, there's obviously that door there. There's a door over there, but I think there's also a door this way. Yeah, maybe it was this one. Yes? No. That one I've been to. That's the clock, and I've done all of those things. Okay, so it's not the clock one, it's a different one. Or is there another door that I have gone through already? I don't know. That's not what I meant to do. Oopsie. Okay, let's climb up. So it's gotta be one of these two doors right here. Up a level. Ah! How do I get... There we go. My right trigger is like super sensitive and just will randomly make it move when I'm not trying to do that. I feel like he runs so slow. You can do it, little buddy. Believe in yourself. Okay. Let's try this door, see where it takes me. No, not that one. Gotcha. Okay. Evil cubes have spawned. Is it this one? No. Huh. There's another door. Not up there. Is it here? No. I can get up here. Death! Not that way either. Woo-wee! Ah! So if you touch the cube, then it like... You have to redo it. No! Okay. 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 How? Oh, I did it. Running leap. Okay, is there anything that I missed? No. What's he want? You wanna talk to me? Whoa! What happened here? So sometimes if you like leave the area, the like cubes go away. So I wonder if I do that. Nope. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with it. Okay, cool. Well, that area we've been to. My earbuds keep coming unplugged. Okay, so, what's in this door? Dun, dun, dun. A hidden door. Where are we at? Okay, so we have been here. Okay, cool. But that's not where I want to go. I could go back. Jeffrey, welcome back. I guess I could have gone back into there and worked my way down, but I don't know if I could actually, like, go down that way. I feel like I'd fall to my death. Only one way to find out. Wait, where does this go? Okay, so like to the planet rim. I've already been there. Perfect. How do I like grab onto it? Okay, press up. Got it. Ah! Again, the trigger just like sometimes is like, we're gonna work now. Prefer you didn't do that. Ah, okay. This is where I wanted to go. Okay. So, there's a door somewhere that'll take me to whatever that is. Doko desu ka? Where at? Okay, so that takes me back to there. If you look in the background, you can see, like, where it's supposed to go. So that's where I just came from. It's not there. Not that one. Interesting. What? You didn't grab it! Grab my hand. My strong hand. Oh wait, I gotta do that. Whew! Yeah, we got a cube. That takes me back to the beginning part, but there's a door that I need to go through. Can I go through here? Yes. Where does this take me to? Back there, eh? Okay, so I don't think I went up higher. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely something. Whoa! Up there. Income. What's the deal with this? I feel like it looks like something I should be able to interact with. Maybe not. Huh. Ah. Okay, so that's the entrance that you go into. This takes you back to... where? Here. There's apparently a secret in here. I don't think I can figure it out, because I'm assuming maybe it's like an endgame thing. It'll like tell you how to interact with those monoliths, but I don't think I can do that right now. I'm gonna ignore that. Let's see if I can go back there. Okay, so there's still another door somewhere. is hiding. This is... Whoa. Oh my gosh. It just keeps, like, switching the view. It's so trigger happy. Don't do that. Okay, I think that takes me back to here. Which I don't want. Let me see if I can find on this guide where I'm supposed to go. Okay. So from there, on there. Next, use a time crank. Turn it 4 times to the right. Climb, reveal vines. This along the way. Halfway up is another door. The other door takes you to a place I've already been to. Gotcha. Okay. That goes to there, that goes to there, that goes to there. But there's most definitely a spot that I haven't been to. So how do I get to there? Back up. Okay, so this guide takes you to there. Yeah, I've done that. Takes you to there. You go there, you go there. There. Yeah, interesting. It doesn't show you how to get to that one. Missing. That's so weird. It says that it's a complete guide, but right now it's a complete failure. Or I'm like somehow missing it. Okay, so I need to figure out how to get... I mean, ideally to that one. But also to this one. Let me try taking this warp gate, I guess. See what happens with it. Maybe that'll take me to the area that I'm trying to figure out. Beep bop bop bop. Nope. Okay, well there's a couple more doors that I need to go to. Ah! Just kept going. Yeah, the door? Open. We did it. Yeah! Oh, I think the full game said that you're supposed to collect 64 cubes. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I don't think that sounds like fun. What the? Huh? I know what this means. Is that literally a QR code? Do I want to know what it's gonna do? It says R2, R2, L2, R2, L2, 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 R2. Wow, that's hilarious. No. R2, R2, L2, R2, L2, 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 R2. Wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. So the QR code just like displayed which trigger you're supposed to press with it. So like holding this up to it allowed it to show it on my phone. 32 cubes. You did it. Now you can open that door in that ancient city. But apparently that's like halfway through the game. Okay. That spot has some kind of a secret. How do I get to that spot? I like the spinning turtle. Like a turtle shell in Mario. Not that way. Smooth. No! Go this way. Come on. Okay, maybe not. Okay, that's fine. Everything's fine. Is it? Nope. Is it that door? No. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, let me see if I can find it on here. On the map. Okay, so the one that I'm looking for is like right next to that. It's not that, it's not that. This map is super confusing. Okay, so that way? No. Is it up there? No. No. Planetary treasure room. Yeah, I've already done that. Not the museum. Secret globe room. Nope. Secret study. Nope. We already did that. This one does not connect, right? No. Does not. I wish I could just teleport to the correct doors. Hello to you. Okay, so what is this place called? I'm gonna need to look up another guide. I thought this was gonna be a thorough one, but it's like missing information. So this is called... Not the sewers. This is... Not the intermission. I think I scrolled too far back. Like Zunia? Ruins of Zoo. Ruins of Zoo walkthrough. If this guide is any better. It doesn't show the maps. Dang, that's frustrating. It shows like different areas, but QR code, yep, observatory, plus temple. Teaching tower. Did that. Yeah, this guide is not helpful. It doesn't like show me how to do that. Wow, this website has just a bajillion ads. This is horrible. Alright. Okay, well, those are unhelpful. So I wonder, like, where this door is at. It's not one of these. It's not this one, right? This takes me to a different area. Takes me to there. It's not this one, is it? No, that puts me lower. Okay. And this one. This is it. Okay, so what am I missing in here? It says there's a secret. Do I need to sit on the throne of lies? Okay, let me see if I can... Do. Okay. That's the code, isn't it? That's... yeah, the part that's missing is right there. Huh. Okay, so the code is definitely on the wall right there. See if I can find which one this is. So like looking for the throne, it like didn't reveal it on this particular map. Like searching for that word. Okay. Man. So it was like in between the two different views. So like that grayish line on there that you can see right there is the code. But you can only see it while doing that. Yikes. Yeah, definitely wouldn't have discovered that on my own. Thanks, internet. Okay. So we officially did that. Okay, so it's saying that we can go back to, like, the main room, and then it's gonna reveal, like, a false ending. Let's do that, and let's see what happens. Okay, died there. Don't worry, death's not permanent in this game. Okay, where's the main entrance? Is it this? Are you the main entrance? I don't know. That would be no. No is the answer. Okay, so I need to go there. Is that it? This map is confusing. That's the one I want to go to. Ooh, I haven't been to that. Okay, I think I need to just go that way. In here. And then there should be a door that I can go through now. Now that I have enough cubes. This one, right? What's gonna happen? You're supposed to get that one down there. Do I, like, fall onto it? Yes. Am I supposed to talk to y'all? Don't understand what you are saying. No! It, like, wouldn't move. And so I tried to go back. And it just made it worse. Okay, there's a door. Where am I at? Alright, new area. And this door is... Oh, is that another QR code? What's this one say? Oh, it's completed. Huh. So it's like an impartial code. What about that? No. Okay, is there a door over that way? Nope, there's an old guy. Can I talk to you? Sort of. Oh, that opened it. It's yet another door. This one requires 32 cubes. Be something really special behind that door. We'll come back to you. We'll come back to you. And now. Okay, so this is gonna be one of those, like, you gotta make it turn. Either effigy, symbol of the parliament. Okay. You're gonna have to, like, turn it a certain number of times. And I don't know how to read the language in here, so I'm gonna do this thing called Look at the Solution Online. Not that owl. Not that owl. There are no secrets in the owl room. There's one room that's special. Well, fine. I didn't want there to be a secret in there. I was wondering if it was like a glitch on the map, why it wasn't showing a secret. Oh, there's a door. And then... Okay, that's everything in here. Alright, so now we go up. Go back in that door in a little bit. Chest. Can you ask a gremlin question? Yes, of course. A key! Oh, good. I need a second key, I believe. There were 2 other locked doors that I couldn't get into. No! No! Okay. Not that one. Is it this way? Doot, 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 doot. Collected. Okay. Got everything in this room. Oh, so this is like teaching me the language, I'm assuming? I'd rather just look online rather than spend all my time deciphering that. But to each their own. No. I was trying to just walk back there. Should have been a straight line. Okay. Do this. Okay, so I've gotten everything. So now I guess we'll see what's in that door with the 32 cubes. There. What's this? Amazing! A working Stargate. Do I go in it? Can I go in it? No. Okie dokie. Interesting. Let's see. Okay, so let's go in here. Use your time and feel the beat when you're on the floor. But you're able to do it when you're standing still? Marking time? That's interesting. My guess is one of the things that you could do is what I actually recommend for marking time, but just apply it on the move. So what I recommend for marking time when like people are struggling with it is to like overemphasize with your feet, like really basically stomp into it, so you physically feel the pulse. Temporarily, this is not a permanent thing, but just until you start to feel comfortable with it. But if you do that while tracking, and the way that you can track is not just straightforward, but you can also track while going backwards. You can track crab stepping, going diagonally, etc. Just like literally go onto a track and just follow a line while you choose a direction. But while you do it, whoa, super jumpy. While you do that, like make your feet super. Whoa. Okay, you can do it. You can do it. Come on. Make your feet like stomp way more than you like think you should. Just so you can get that pulse going in your feet and feel it that way. So if you do that like while on the move, while doing like show music, whatever it is that you're having difficulty with, see if that helps to physically feel the pulse more. Because my guess is what's happening is the pulse is just leaving you while you are on the move because you're focusing on too many other things. And like that's okay. That's not a horrible mistake that's going to be like you're never going to fix that kind of a thing, or it's going to take you like years to get it. Like that should be a relatively easy fix. But give that a try and see if that helps you out. The tracking side of things, and then while you're like on the floor, just moving more with extra emphasis on what your feet are stomping to. And if that doesn't work, then like feel free to come back and like say like, hey, I tried doing this, but my results were not what I wanted, etc. And then maybe we can try and brainstorm like another solution that you could use for that. But it's a good question. And it's a fairly common mistake that a lot of people have. It's just like the feet and the hands don't necessarily line up. Like some of the best performers that I've ever met, like former Snare Blue Devils, was like cut from like another drumline because he wasn't able to get his like feet and hands to line up as good as they should have been. And he went on to become center snare for devs. So like, it's common, more common than people think. But it is something that you can work on. But hopefully that helps. But good question. Okay. Assuming I gotta like collect that. There's a big old owl. Well, I gotta go in that. Yes. Hey, what's going on? Yes, I don't have all the cubes yet. We broke it. Oh no. How could we? No. Game crashed. Gotta reboot my 64-bit computer. Reload MS-DOS. Enter. Okay, so I need to collect 64 cubes in order to do this, and I have, what was that, 33? I don't know if I want to do that. So I can't, like... Can't even talk to you. Whoa, what's up with the world? What's going on? Oh no. I mean, nothing's going on. There's nothing wrong. It's just your eyesight's going. Your internet connection's getting worse. That's what's going on, right? Okay. Where am I supposed to go? Just gonna keep zooming in on me? We're playing Pong now. Bleep. Blop. Bleep. Blop. Oh no. We lost our fez. Now we're playing, what was it? Nintendo Virtual Boy? Is that what it's called? Or is like this? Like all red and headache inducing? I think that's what the console was called. It was like an advisor that you wore. Yeah, Virtual Boy for Nintendo. No way, they made one for Switch? Play games from the Virtual Boy Nintendo Classics. Oh, that's hilarious. My guess is there's supposed to be music here, but I have it muted because I try and avoid any form of copyright violation. So I'll make some up. Boots and cats and boots and cats and. Question about the warm-up stretches that I do? Yeah, go for it. They were developed out of necessity because of hand injuries that I had a long time ago. Because of the technique that I was taught. It was too tight. Just trying to imagine what kind of music would go here. Just drum and bass. Yeah, play the drums. But it's silent. You know, the silence makes it even better. They're using the Remo silent strokes and the low volume cymbals, Zeldrin, like I've got on the kit. Is there a reason why I do the passive stretching for seconds rather than the dynamic stretching for reps? When initially like talking about it with like the hand specialist that I went to, basically think of it like a doctor of hand. They were saying that there's a tendency, like if people do like this kind of a stretch where they're like actively like pulling back like this and like doing like stretching more active, like you're saying, there's many ways to do it, but that's just like one of them. Like you can over stretch it. But like if it works for you, then go for it. Like everybody's anatomy is going to be different. And so for me, because I was like trying to do this without exacerbating the hand injuries that I had at the time, and now like I'm trying to just not get those hand injuries again. Like for me, the passive stretch where you just stretch and hold, like it feels good, and I don't run the risk of just like overdoing it by like pulling too far. But if your anatomy is like feels more comfortable doing the dynamic stretches and you feel like that gives you more bang for your buck, then yeah, continue to do that like for yourself. So like even when I'm doing the stretches and the massages, like sometimes I'll spend more time on some fingers than like you might, or on like some stretches or whatever. And like that's okay. It's just totally normal. But that's a good question. There was intentionality behind that, and that was just like what it was back in the day. But it doesn't mean that it's like for every single use case. So like a lot of the advice that I give is like based off of like my own playing, but then having been teaching since 2003, like the students that I worked with, like what on average works for them. But like even if like 95% of the students like something worked great for them, for that 5% that like if something else worked better for them, then cool. Like go ahead and do that thing by all means, because like everybody's different. But good question. Can I skip this? You have upset the developers. And the thing with like the hand specialist that I went to, like I'm sure I could go to a different hand specialist and they might give me like a different recommendation of things to do. These are just the things that worked for me. Okay, so what happens when I do New Game Plus? Is it going to be like redo the entire game? When I was marching for... Did I feel it every beat when I was moving on the floor? Or was I feeling the checkpoints? It varied depending on what I was doing, but in general, I think it just became so automatic that I wasn't necessarily like feeling it all. But I didn't necessarily have by the time like I became like center for like academy and for like the college, and even when I was center in high school, like I had put enough reps in that I felt comfortable with it, so it wasn't as big of an issue. Um, not, but as it was for like for some of the students that I've worked with and some other people that I knew. But like everybody's different. So like some people like will have issues with their hands more so than their feet, or vice versa. But yeah, it was more on autopilot, so I didn't necessarily focus on it. I could just like set my feet and go, and then I would just kind of play to it. If you like treat your feet like a metronome, but I eventually got to a point where I didn't need to think about that. Kind of like when you're playing in time, you don't necessarily have to think about playing in time. It just happens when you're playing with a metronome. Because it's not like you're going to be deviating off of that once you're just so used to just here's the tempo, here's what you do. Like there's a concept of perfect tick, so there's perfect pitch, where like you can like, oh, I hear a note and I know what that note is without a reference point. But with perfect tick, it's like I hear a BPM and I know what BPM is. I like basically had that for a while there because I used to have my this will date me, but my iPod set up to BPM playlists, and so I knew like this song was at like a specific tempo, or this other song was at like a different tempo, and I knew what that tempo was, and so I like practiced like listening to music while I would like play like basics, just like to refine my hands. I had perfect tick at the time, and I would do that while marking time. So I would just basically like sing a song on my head and stay in time that way. And Red, you're welcome. Thank you for the question. I like the question. Okay. Let's play the drums. Boom, bing, bong, bing, bong. Can't move the world yet. So I'm curious, like, what's gonna be different with this? Cause like right now, it's like same, and I can't change the world yet. Like rotate it. Alright, so let's just get to the top and see what happens up there. Adventure's ready, it's Gomez time, anytime now, just what? There you go, yep, okay, so it's the same. If it's gonna, like, redo the entire game... Nah. Oh, hell, the cube. Drop the base. You're welcome. What's 242LL? What does that stand for? Is that like an area code? 242? Or is that like a police code? Watch, it gives you a fez on the other side of your head. Or it's like when you get your like your degree, you take your tassel and you move it from one side to the other side. Like, is it gonna move the fez to the other side for New Game Plus? Ooh, we get glasses. What? You think it was random? That's funny. You just let Xbox choose it for you. Okay, what do the glasses do? Press L3 to enter first-person view? What? What? Oh, we broke it. Sucks that Shia's acting out again. The one Ardanis might have. Rarely ever good news from him. What happened to Shia? Did he motivate too hard? We broke the game again. I'm so sorry. I'm running this on a toaster, so it keeps breaking it. Continue. He's drinking again, was going around and messing with people. And he got beat up, usual stuff. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, he's gotta stay off the sauce. That's unfortunate. When people kind of like ruin their lives. Like when, what's his face? Will Smith, like, slapped Chris Rock. Like, dude. Why? Why would you do that? Okay, this is cool. Dang, how did he program this? That transition from the 2D to the 3D. Ugh. That would be so weird. How would you code that? Okay. So, like, now what, though? Like, what do I do with this? Like, do I need to go talk to that old guy or something? Or is there, like, a hidden thing? Super cool. That Will Smith thing was so weird. Yeah. Dude just, like, threw his reputation in the trash in an instant. Especially where it's like, you know you're gonna get roasted. That's, like, literally what Chris Rock was, like, hired to do. And he's, like, one of the GOATs of, like, comedy and whatnot. And to do that is, weird. What's that? Okay, I have no idea where I'm supposed to go. Is there a secret in one of these? No. Is there another door? Yes. What about in here? No. When I was marching, was there ever a moment where you thought you couldn't overcome something in your show? Thought it was too difficult but ended up overcoming it? How did I gain confidence? Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just like with marching, but it was like anything with percussion, even with like limb independence stuff. Like when I did that stream with 62 limb independence variations with one chart, and I did it in one sitting, like that was like 3 hours long, over 3 hours, but it was like over a year's worth of effort to go into that. Or like when playing like marimba or learning vibraphone, like learning Burton versus Stevens, etc. Like all of those things like had its own difficulties that was just like, how am I gonna learn this thing? Like I mentioned earlier in today's stream, I was really bad at hearing pitch, just because that's just I'm not wired that way to hear pitch. I hear the timbre more than the actual root, like pitch, tones, etc. So like, super difficult for me. But just lots of practice. The confidence comes with just slowly improving over time, and the way to slowly improve over time is to just keep working on it. It takes a long time sometimes, but it's definitely worth the effort. I assumed I would be able to, like, see it through that thing. No? But yeah, I mean, the, like, confidence with, in general with your playing, it's just like it's a time thing. Like, you'll get there. Like, if you've been playing for only a few years, like, imagine what it'll feel like when you've been playing for like a decade or 2 decades or almost 3 decades like I am. Like, the the reason why I feel so confident, like, playing stuff I'm bad at on the drumming streams is because like, I know what it takes to get good. And, like, I know that I can play good on a lot of things and still have stuff to work on. So, like, I have the confidence just because I've developed it over time. Like, I've had enough failures with, like, performing that when mistakes happen, it's like, it's all right. Like, my senior recital during my undergrad, like, there was a point where the stage manager, like, screwed up and they hit pause during the sound check on a song that I was, like, playing timpani and multi percussion to, with tape, air quotes on tape. But he hit pause on the CD rather than stop. So when he started it, it started like several seconds into this intro and this big timpani part that every single measure was changing the meter. And so, like, it just kept going. And I was like, I have no idea where I'm at. Like, I'm somewhere like 3 lines down on the page and I don't know which one. And so I just had to improvise and, like, go into it. And just, like, mistakes like that, and, like, seeing other musicians, like, who are phenomenal musicians also make mistakes, it helped me to not, like, take it so personally and just go, like, oh, when I do make a mistake, I can try and learn from it. Like, earlier today when I was, like, playing a pattern and I just, like, had myself on it, I was like, all right, let's slow this down, let's make it a little bit easier, and let's try it again. And then just after a few minutes, all right, cool, it sounds better. So it's a time thing, and, like, just a, you know, don't beat yourself up over it. You're gonna continue to make mistakes, and that's okay. It's been a long time. It's your turn now. I'm tired. Unless there's the eye thing. What? Oh, because he's missing an eye. Okay, is it, like... I feel like I'm supposed to look through here or something. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Thank you. You'll keep grinding? You're welcome. Yeah, stay on it. Stay on the grind. It takes a long time. Hopefully the tips and lessons section on the home tab is where I've answered just, like, a bunch of, like, really good questions over time that other people have had. And, like, a lot of the more recent ones have been, like, on mindset and whatnot, because I've done enough on, like, here's how you work on this technique, or here's how you improve your buzzes or your flams or whatever. But the mindset is, like, one of the hardest things to improve over time, and it just takes time. Like, the biggest enemy and the biggest setback that you'll likely have with drumming is internal more than it is going to be external. So, like, if you're too harsh on yourself, or like, get so much anxiety that, like, you just end up not practicing, it just, like, holds you back in the long run. So find ways to work through that, and just, you'll develop the confidence over time. Okay, I don't know where I'm supposed to go and what I'm supposed to do here. Like, this is cool that it gave me, like, the first person mode and all, but, like, why? Like, what am I supposed to use it for? Can I go down more? Death. Okay, so I can go that way. What's down there? When Adults Talked in Charlie Brown, was that a trombone? I think so, and I think they used a mute. So it was, like, back in the day, it used to be a like a the plunger from that you use to like unclog like toilets and drains and whatnot. So they would hold on to that. But there's like different types of mutes now that you can use, and you put it on the end of the bell, and then you go wah, 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 like do that to mess with it. But a trombone would also allow you to use the valve to move it, or the slide rather, not the valve. I haven't tromboned in a long time. Remember listening to Will Smith raps when you were young? Yeah, that dude was like #1 for a while there. Like Men in Black and whatnot. Like he was on top of the world for the longest time. It's interesting to see the descent. But I don't know what kind of demons he's battling, but I hope that dude is able to work through it. But to like react that way was odd. This is so cool. I can like see this now. Again, I don't have any idea how to program this. Be crazy. Look at that. To make it 3D and then flatten like that. A lot of math going on. Think that you can just walk up on stage and assault someone is wild? Yeah. Not trying to armchair psychology the dude, but like, I do feel like people like that who were like on top of the world and like are literally world famous. Like everywhere you go, people are gonna know who you are. Like, and you're gonna have a bunch of people who are going to allow you to get away with things that like a normal person wouldn't. I think that definitely can have an impact on somebody's psyche, especially for how long he was, you know, like #1 in multiple domains. Wait, there's... Oh, I missed something in that room? So I don't know if I want to do the whole thing to go all the way through this. Like, there's a bunch more to go through, but it just seems like it'd be tedious. Maybe I'll try a little bit more. Main struggle right now is that you're obsessed with being clean. So whenever you beat yourself up, you're beating yourself down? Or whenever you're not playing clean, you're dirtying up the lane, you beat yourself down? I've mentioned this in one of the other drumming tips videos where I was actually playing Hogwarts Legacy, and somebody asked me questions about like audition tips. Whenever you're playing, you have such a more intimate understanding of like what is happening with your hands and your sound quality that techs aren't going to notice and that people around you aren't going to notice. And so you'll end up noticing more mistakes, usually speaking, when you're more intermediate and advanced than like the techs and like the people immediately around you will. They'll obviously like be able to uncover some things that you might not have known about or thought about, but the mistakes that you make in your head and that you won't catch and notice will often be more upfront than it actually is from an audience perspective. So like what you might hear as like a level 10, like, oh, this is horrible, like might be a mistake that's like a level 2 in terms of noticeability, like 10 being super noticeable and like a 0 being like not noticeable at all. One of the hardest things for some of the students that I've worked with, and even for myself, is to not let those mistakes snowball. Everybody's going to make mistakes. Even at the world-class level, you're going to hear mistakes from drum lines on finals night, DCI, WGI, whatever. Some of the best drummers in the world, you're going to hear mistakes. Like if you listen to the Blast recording like Blast, the Broadway show. There's a lot of mistakes going on in there, and having studied with a couple of like the snare soloist Jeff Queen for a couple of lessons, and then Vern Johnson, the tenor soloist, studied with him for several months. They both made mistakes in their performances and whatnot. But like the real trick is to get to the point where you're so present with it that you're not focusing on the prior mistakes. So when I am doing like the drum kit streams and doing the limb independent stuff, and I'm like sight reading through the different charts, I'm constantly making mistakes on it. And if I am thinking about what I was just doing or where I'm going next, I make even more mistakes, and then it snowballs and it gets worse and worse. But if I'm just reading whatever measure it is that I'm playing and just focus on that, mistakes will just happen, and just like a cloud passing by, it just keeps on going and eventually just fades away, and like don't think about it anymore. What you want to be able to do is get to that point. There are like meditation processes that you can take to be able to do that, like to make it so that you can notice a negative thought and then just have it go away. There's one that has been successful for me that I've done, and I learned it through therapy, and it's to spot, to stop, and to swap. So you spot whatever it is the negative thought is, sometimes called ants, automatic negative thoughts. Or like a negative thought of like, oh, I'm playing bad and I'm like messing up, or I'm making everybody sound worse, or everyone's gonna be mad at me, or like, gosh, like I'm never gonna get better. Like any of those kinds of thoughts are just like one of those ants, those automatic negative thoughts that might happen at a trigger point. And the trigger point being like, I made a mistake, and now all of a sudden it's spiraling into the negativity. You spot when that is happening. Sometimes it'll be immediate, and then other times it might be like, oh wow, I realized I just for the last 5 minutes I've been ruminating on this thing and really down on myself over that. But the next step, after you actually realize you're in that negative headspace, the stop is to, okay, I recognize that this is not helpful for me right now. I need to do something that is more positive and is going to be beneficial. And so I'm going to stop having those thoughts. But you immediately then go into the third step, which is to swap. And you swap it with something else that you can keep your mind on. And so that could be like a positive thought. Like a common one is like, all right, I'm going to express gratitude and like focus on like how happy I am to be married to a woman that I love and who's like my best friend, or like how grateful I am to like have like a roof over my head, or to like whatever. Just like think of things that you're grateful for. Or another thing is like, okay, instead of like ruminating or focusing on the mistake that I made, or the like beating myself up over something, to instead focus on, okay, I'm going to really just focus on playing to my feet, or I'm going to really focus on relaxing my left thumb, or something. So you focus on some kind of a thing that you can control or pay attention to. Like I'm going to really just like focus so that when I am at set and I am staring at something off in the distance and nothing else that's going on is going to distract me from staying at set and just like staring at there. Or how does it feel when I play this, or how does it sound when I do that? If you can refocus into the present by doing spotting when you're having the negative thoughts, stopping that negative thought, and immediately swapping into something else, and you can train yourself over time to have that process be faster and smoother, then that is a way to get like those negative thoughts, those things where you beat yourself down, as just like a cloud passing through the sky, where it's not this thing that is this permanent, I am this, the negative thought, or like this negative thought is always present, but instead it's just like, oh, I had a negative thought, I was able to redirect myself and be able to focus on something else. That is easier said than done, but if you can think of that process of spotting, stopping, swapping, then that might be able to help you out with not beating yourself up when you make mistakes. And just remembering, again, everybody makes mistakes. I could like rant for like an hour about mistakes that I've made or that I've seen people make, like literally people performing in front of the entire school of music for university, in front of all the undergraduate and graduate students, and like completely like having like a meltdown with her playing, to the point where they had to stop playing and they just walked off stage because like they couldn't remember the solo that they were doing. Seen that happen multiple times. with different people in different contexts and whatnot. So like whatever mistake you're having, it's okay. Everybody does it. Like I shared one in Academy 2002 or 3. We were playing at Bank One Ballpark in front of like a giant crowd, which is like Bank One Ballpark at the time, is what it was called. It was just this giant stadium for baseball, and we were on the jumbotron, and like the entire crowd could see us because the camera was like zoomed right in on the snare line, and like as it was panning across the snare line where we were playing, the center snare at the time just like broke and just stopped playing, and like everybody saw it because it was like on a giant jumbotron. Like you're not getting away with that. So like mistakes like that happen. It happens to everybody, whether you're the best drummer or the worst drummer on the drum line, doesn't matter. You're gonna make mistakes, and the important thing is like, are you going to learn from those mistakes? And are you going to use it as fuel to continue to practice? Like, oh, I still have more things to work on, as opposed to this like thing that, oh, I can never change. I'm never gonna get better. Like if that's where your mind gets stuck, then it's going to end up slowing down your progress in the long run, because you'll think that this is a permanent thing that I can't get past this barrier, as opposed to going, oh, this is the next challenge that I need to do. Like if you can think of your drumming and your progress with performing as like a mini boss in like a Souls-like game or something, and like, okay, I need to develop the skills to be able to overcome this particular battle, but I know there's going to be another battle in the future with another boss that I'm going to fight, and that's to be expected. And I might even come back to this particular boss. Maybe it'll come back with like an evolved form and have like a second phase or something. Like try and find some metaphors and ways to think through things that can like assist with making it a little more manageable when going through it, a little bit more game-like, if that is of use to you. Sorry, Glenn, I'm just reading through that. That was a long rant. He was so smug about it, as if he thought he was going to get a standing ovation. Yeah, I do wonder what was going on in his brain when he decided to smack Chris Rock. That was a choice. Chris Rock was definitely shocked about it, but I forget what it was. His like his stand-up when he came back like afterwards and just like went off on it. It was funny. He was the GOAT. He knows what he's doing. So I don't know if I want to do the whole thing. Let's see. So this... Wait. I thought it just showed that I didn't complete one of these. Where is that at? Oh, this one. Okay. So this is saying in the boiler room there's something that I missed. So if I go back to none of those. Which one was it? No, it is that one. Okay. Yes. Oh, well, that's annoying. Am I gonna die? No. Yes. Yes, unfortunately. Go. Okay. I want to see what the, like, what is this going to be like going through this, through there. This season you'll try and fix that. Poor mentality always ends up ruining your whole day. After rehearsing somewhat poorly, end up letting it ruin your entire day or mood. I totally relate to that. 1000%. I would do that with, like, if I taught a lesson and it didn't go like the way that I wanted it to, and I wasn't being effective with it, or like if I like do a drum stream or a gaming stream and I'm like, I just wasn't in like a good mood, or I wasn't like giving good answers, or like whatever, like Same thing. Like that is something that I actively work through, and I'm 40 years old. I'm still processing that. My therapist helps me to like process those things, to like not let it impact me. But yeah, can totally relate to that. You're not alone on that. Okay. Boiler room. This is impossible to solve on your own without the sunglasses, which can only get in New Game Plus. Thankfully, you have the code. Well, where's the code? Inside of here. Like, what's not visible that you can only see through this? So confused. I have no idea. But an up, right trigger, left, and right, left, down, right. Wow. Definitely wouldn't have solved that on my own. But 242, the fact that you're saying that this season you're gonna try and fix that, good. I'm glad you're looking like long term with that, and like this is a process that you're gonna work through over time, as opposed to like, I'm gonna fix that today. Good luck. Because it's gonna take time, and know that there's gonna be like moments where you're like, when you make progress on it, and then you'll like take a step back from it, and that's okay. Like there are so many things that are like these long-term effort projects that you're going to have with yourself, with your playing, with your mentality, etc., where it's going to take months or years of effort, and there will be moments where you're like disappointed because it feels like you're making progress and then it stops or it slides back, it regresses, and that's okay. Like that is a normal part of being a human, and you know, just trying to improve at something, whether it's a skill or a mindset or whatever. Glad a pro and experienced person relates to you. Well, yeah, I'm glad I can assist with that. I wish more professional, like, musicians and educators and music educators, like, just talked about this kind of stuff. There's some pushback nowadays where more people are actually, like, on social media starting to share, no, this is how I actually feel, as opposed to this curated, everything's great all the time, and look at my lifestyle, I'm a billionaire. Like, there's pushback on that where people are like actually becoming more realistic with sharing the ups and the downs. And I think it's important for people to feel like they're not alone. And the reason why I feel that way is because, like, as somebody who was like chronically depressed and suicidal for the longest time, like, just to be able to like know that there's more people out there who feel this way and then I'm not alone, that would have helped me so much. So I wish more people were to talk about that kind of stuff. It says there's a chest in here. Doko desu ka? Where? Huh. There's a pivot. Yeah. Does it like open up a chest? No. I don't know. Actually, I'm like at the stopping point. I don't know if I'll play this game tomorrow, because like, if we look at it, I have 21 of the normal cubes, and then I still need an artifact. I've only got 13 of those. Like, there's still a ton of these to go through, and I think it would just be tedious to do that. I don't think it'd be like an enjoyable stream. Like, it was fun, like, going through and exploring the world and all, but now it's like collecting it, and I did that previously. Like the... Hold on, let me pull up the trophies. Show me what you got. Huh, I forgot how to do that with a game. I haven't tried to pull up trophies in a long time. But yeah, like, I previously did it, but that was like 10 or 11 years ago. So I don't know if I want to do that again. So tomorrow I'll either jump back onto this game and we'll like try and clear out the remaining stuff to be able to get the secret ending, but odds are I'm going to move on to the next game. And I don't remember what I was going to play next. Let me look at my website. I think it was a Yakuza game. Yeah, maybe Yakuza Like a Dragon. Which I've never played any of the Yakuza games, so we'll find out. But I gotta actually double check that one because the ESRB is M. And I need to make sure it doesn't have stuff that would get me like banned on YouTube. Some games do. Anyways, cool game. Really enjoy this, but I don't know if I want to do the whole thing. So I'll be back on tomorrow. I'll be doing a drum stream practicing Flam 5 grid on practice pad, and then gaming for probably about an hour and a half or 2 hours. So stay tuned for that. But great questions and good conversations. And yeah, I hope everybody has a good rest of your day. And I was laughing at the character just taking a nap. But yeah, I'm going to call it. Goodbye.